What's going on, everybody? To here, and welcome back to a new CoD Ghost video. So within this video I wanted to explain to you how you can play a little bit smarter within CoD Ghost. Now within CoD Ghost, playing smart is definitely one of the best ways to play, and honestly rushing around isn't going to get you a solid kill death ratio or a solid win loss ratio, just because you die incredibly quickly, and therefore I usually try to play as smart as possible. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I do get bored very easily, so every now and then I will rush into a situation that I simply cannot win, but then again that's just my lack of patience. Anyway, so within CoD Ghost, if you want to play smart, and there are 4 things that you need to teach yourself. All of these things are a matter of practice makes perfect, so it's going to take a little while, but if you do this properly then you're definitely going to get better at the game, and you're definitely going to be improving quite a lot as well. So the things I'm talking about are first off map knowledge. Positioning is key within CoD Ghost. After that we have the fact that you need to utilize the radar to its maximum potential. If you know exactly where the enemy is going to spawn just by looking at the radar and seeing where your teammates are at, then that's going to be helping you out a ton. Then next up we have the fact that the AI within CoD Ghost do yell out a lot of things. When they throw a grenade, they yell grenade. If they're reloading, they yell reloading. If they spawn an enemy, it's like enemy sniper in front of us or something like that. And you need to start focusing on the things that the AI say within CoD Ghost. A lot of people simply don't do it because they think that the AI within this game just yell random stuff, and that's not really how it is. Just focusing on those things can help you out a ton. And then finally there's also having a proper class setup, and then you have the little things like your gun skill that you'll get better with a certain weapon over time just by using it over and over again. And then you also have things like your reaction time. Reaction time really does play a huge part within CoD Ghost, just because you die in about like 3/10 of a second. That's just how it is. Your average kill time is about 300 milliseconds. That's how fast you die within CoD Ghost, so those things matter as well. But those things will be taught over time, and I can't really help you out when it comes to learning those things. Anyway, so first off, map knowledge. This is something that is very important within CoD Ghost. Like I said at the start of this video, positioning is key. Now the thing is that within CoD Ghost, most of the multiplayer maps are pretty big compared to previous title. Of course you also have the medium-sized maps like Obtain, or a pretty small-sized map like Strike Zone. But in all honesty, most of the maps are pretty big compared to the previous titles. And because of this, there are a lot of long lines of sight, but there are also a lot of choke points. Now the main problem with this is that there aren't like any main choke points on basically every single one of the multiplayer maps. So if you want to play it smart, and that doesn't mean that you can specifically focus on one area, because if you do that, you're not going to be getting a lot of kills. And in the end, most of us want to get as many kills as possible in the shortest amount of time as possible. That's just how it is. So you gotta learn to flank your opponents properly. You gotta learn every single flanking route and every single map. Now how you do this, you basically just have to play the game quite a lot. If you want to get good on a certain map, then I could recommend you to try out the squads game type for a little bit. Then again, that's going to get boring very quickly, but you need to basically figure out the best spots on every single map, the best head glitching spots, and then so on and so forth. Now another thing to keep in mind is that within CoD Ghost, hearing footsteps is pretty easy, but if you're using Amplified, I would recommend you to never chase an opponent if you can hear him running towards you. This might sound a little bit cheap, but this is also the safest way. If you can hear an opponent, and you can hear that he or she is walking towards you, you should just find yourself position and you should just wait it out. Now this is going to get you quite a lot of easy kills, and pretty often as well, so definitely do that if you do get the chance to in fact do that. But in terms of map knowledge, you just got to figure out what the best flanking routes are, what the best spots to be in are, and then from there you want to know which spot to use when an enemy is in a certain spot as well. And this is everything to do with using the radar to its maximum potential. Now I can't really help you out with learning the spawns and using the radar within something like Domination or Search and Rescue or Search and Destroy, mainly because I do not play those game types. I really only play TDM, I play Cranked every now and then, I play Free For All every now and then, and I play Kill Confirmed every now and then, and the spawns within those game types are very predictable. Now in terms of like Domination, the spawns are very predictable as well. So using the radar becomes pretty easy as well, because if you let's say have the A and B flag, then your enemies are going to be spawning within a certain radius around the C flag, but I don't know exactly how big that radius is. And then of course you also have the problem that when your teammates run into the enemies they spawn, that the spawn are going to be flipping to all the way over on the other side of the map. So that is something to keep in mind. But in terms of TDM, figuring out the spawns and figuring out where your opponents are at is a lot easier, just because within TDM, if you know where your teammates are at, then you can kind of like mirror the minimap in a certain way, and that way you can figure out where your enemies are at, because your enemies are going to be spawning over on the other side from where you and your teammates are spawning, and that is really all that there is to it. Anyway, so I just noticed that the gameplay is basically just wrapping up at the moment. Now I'll continue to talk about this topic in a later video. I simply can't put it all in one. That's pretty safe to say, I guess. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be great. We could get this video up to 400 likes, that'd be fantastic. If not, that's fine. And with that said, I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope to see some of you next time. Take it easy.